So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. As I'm feverishly here trying to find an Aston Villa starting 11, which we don't have currently. Which we don't have. Maybe I've gone back to the hour beforehand, but we do have a Brentford first 11. So let's talk about that in the interim while we're waiting for the Aston Villa one. I hope everyone's doing well. In case anybody is looking for something to watch between now and the Aston Villa game starting after this, check out that finances piece that I did where I broke down the article from The Athletic today. A really great article from Chris Witherspoon about Aston Villa's projected finances, if that's something that you're interested in. Obviously, I can understand if it's not, if you're sick of hearing about football or money in football. And for some reason, am I right in saying that everything looks like it's flipped around behind me? I don't know. It's gremlins all over the place in this thing today. Anyway, here we go. We've got a Brentford first 11, and we'll go through this first, where they have Vladimirson in goals, someone who we were linked to. Aaron Hickey at left back, someone who we were linked to. Van der Berg, who we weren't linked to, and Arthur are there. Ayer is there. Rico Henry, somebody who we've previously been linked to. Janlet is there. Milambo, Onyeka, Carvalho, and Atwara are there. Kelleher, Shade, Jensen, Nelson, Yarmouk, Collins, Lewis Potter, Damsgaard and Coyote make up their subs bench. So they've rolled the dice. They've left people out of the squad there and kept bullets in reserve for the weekend. And you know what? Aston Villa should just go and capitalize on this today. If you can't capitalize in the League Cup, and if we don't start who we should be starting. Well, then we only have ourselves to blame because goals are on the menu tonight. I smell a few goals for this team tonight. I do hope so. And yeah, it's an opportunity to kickstart our season today. It really is. Now, saying that, they don't have a bad team out there. For obviously, you see every single player that's there is a Premier League quality player. But you know, they've dropped a few players for today, and that is their prerogative to do so as well. Yeah, as I say, still no Aston Villa team. I probably think it will be out in the next 5 minutes or so. But as I mentioned there, it's if you guys haven't seen my tweet, we will be giving away. Hopefully, we'll be giving it away in the post-match podcast. We'll be giving away a that was annoying me. Sorry, that was really annoying me. The fact that everything was flipped around behind me. Hopefully, we'll be giving away a shirt with a name and number in the back of it. So if somebody scores tonight, whoever scores Aston Villa's first goal, we will give away a shirt with their name and number in the back of it to somebody who just likes and retweets our tweet that we have out on Twitter at the moment. So if you guys haven't done that, you can go and do that as well. We used to give away quite a lot of shirts, and for whatever reason, we stopped doing it. So we're going to try and get back to that to try and raise the spirits at least again amongst the fan base, if nothing else. Even if it is something that wills us goals, that is something that we can definitely we will definitely try and do. But yeah, look, the prescription today is absolutely going to be creativity. It's going to be goals. It's going to be you know, looking like a team that's able to put together a complete transition from back to front, because that's not something we've been able to do. It's certainly not something we've been able to do in the Premier League this year. And hopefully just the change of competition and the fact that it's going to be a cup game away from home is going to give us some impetus to go and just have a crack at this. As we know, Unai Emery doesn't really tend to take take the League Cup that seriously. So maybe if you want to just do the double bluff and not really take it that seriously and just have the lads go out and express themselves tonight, I think everybody will be bloody delighted with that, because we want to see some attacking play. We want to see some solidity at the back, and we want to see, you know, how this team can move that ball through. Like, watch that goal I watched that goal recently that I've completely forgotten who he scored it against last year. McGinn scored, and it was like the way that Aston Villa moved the ball through from goalkeeper to Pau Torres into midfield, back around to Pau Torres again. I think Jacob Ramsey got it. Then it went back to Pau Torres. Then he plays just a defense spinning ball all the way up to Ollie Watkins, who plays a 1-2 or plays a triangle with somebody, goes back to Watkins, and Watkins then, bearing down and goal, passes it out to John McGinn, and John McGinn sticks it in the back of the net. It was just a wonderful, wonderful goal. Wonderful goal that Aston Villa did. It was a wonderful goal that Aston Villa created. And it's something that I want to see from this team, because it's something that's been missing from this team, specifically at the start of this year. And hopefully that is something that they remember how to do, because as I said before, in the post-match for Everton, I likened the way that this team has played at the start of the season. I likened it to that movie Space Jam, whereby the NBA players touch the ball that the aliens give them and they lose their powers, because some people look like they've lost their powers out there. And what better way to find them than in a cup game, when, to be honest with you, the focus is off Aston Villa tonight. The Champions League is on, and they should really be playing in the Champions League, but they're not. So the focus isn't really on them. The focus is going to be on Spurs against Villarreal and all the teams in the Champions League. So Villa could go under the radar tonight, and they should want to go under the radar tonight, have a nice outing, go there to win, hopefully score a few goals, and then put themselves in a better position then to play against Sunderland at the weekend. And the early news is that Kamara is in the squad, which is always good, because we need badly need reinforcements in that midfield to come back into fitness, to bulk out that midfield as well. So whether he starts, I don't imagine he's going to start tonight, but whether he comes off the bench and gets some minutes, look, it's another body to have there. We also know that Bradley Burrows has travelled with the under-21s playing as well tonight. It was always a wonder as to who would actually go in and play there, or play with this team, or be there to pad out the squad, should I say. Bradley Burrows looks like he's there, and TJ Carroll, the young centre half, seems to be there as well. So big night for those two guys as well, should they make it onto the bench, considering that they are they're under 21 players, and that they could be playing the Veritu Cup tonight as well. But they will be in and around the senior squad for a League Cup game as well. So it's great. It's great to see that. And yes, as Paul says there as well, or as Peter says, it seems like Elliott and Sancho will be playing tonight. And as I say, we wait for official confirmation of that, if it ever comes. There we go. There's the team, I think. Yeah, we have our team. Official confirmation of that is imminent, because there we go. We have it. So it's Marco Bezat in goals, Cash, Pau, Konza, Matson, McGinn and Bogard, Elliott, Sancho, Gesand, and Malin. So I kind of called the front four. I think I called the back four. Actually, I think I called the whole bloody 11 in my preview last night. I think I called the whole 11. And for whatever reason, Aston Villa have decided to name the subs and give them their full names. Sam Proctor in goals, or Sam Proctor, the sub goalkeepers, should I say, Tyrone Mings, Emiliano Buendia, Oliver George Arthur Watkins, Lucas Digne, Jamil Dean, Jimo Aloba, Morgan Rogers, Boubacar Kamara, as we mentioned previously, and Aidan Borland makes the bench as well, comes up from the 21. So we don't have TJ Carroll and we don't have Bradley Burrows there. So I wonder, are they kind of going, why are we here? We could be playing with the 21s. Swings and roundabouts, I suppose, in that aspect. But yeah, look, no Emi Martinez in the squad. I don't see the reason to have him on the bench. Marco Bizot and goal, see what we have there again. And also Sam Proctor, if he needs to come off the bench, see what we have there too. As I say, tonight the result isn't huge for me. I want to see goals and performance. If we ended up losing this somehow 3-2 tonight, but we had a decent performance in attack and we and we get goals, obviously I want us to win before anybody starts. Before I look at the comments, I want us to win. But I think the big thing here is the performance. I want to see fluidity. I want to see Elliott, Sancho, Gesand, Malin. I want to see them all, basically grabbing that starting position. None of them have. Well, unfair, obviously, and probably Elliott, Sancho, Gesand, and probably to a lesser degree Malin, because when he came in last year, he scored some goals. But I want to see him score goals from the start. I want to see him score goals as a number 9 tonight. I want to see what he can do up there, and I want to see Ian Matson. like be that attacking impetus in that left-hand side, but also want to see him go backwards. I want to see Lamar Bogart in midfield because, and look, the easiest way out of PSR is if players like Lamar Bogart, players like Geraldine Jimoloba, and players like Aidan Borland come good, and Sam Proctor becomes the next Joe Hart. Or the only reason I say that is because English goalkeeper, or Jordan Pickford, let's say he becomes the next one of those, and we're able to put him into our team and not have to spend money on a replacement. That's how we get out of financial woes. So getting to see these guys in the team is quite good, and hopefully they're going to have a good performance tonight. Let's come to some of your comments here as well, guys. This won't be the longest team sheet tantrum in the history of team sheet tantrums, because there is a mutiny on the bounty inside, because my little girl basically I'd say I've put her to bed every single night for the last 2.5 years, and she's having a meltdown inside because I can't do it tonight because I'm obviously here. So if I get this finished a small bit quickly, I could get Dad of the Year award by going into to save the day. So we'll see how it goes. So Sausage Roll says, even Neil, hoping for a goal or two tonight, I take hitting the woodwork at this point. No. Hitting the woodwork and going in is all I want to see, Sausage Roll. Sarat says, we can't have another Martin O'Neill situation where certain players are undroppable regardless of form. Rodgers is dropped, so you got what you wanted there. Play Elliott, absolutely. And I think, look, you can't reward incompetence. Like, I disagree with that part. I take actually umbrage to it, because Morgan Rodgers has been one of the he was one of our best players last year. So call it incompetence a bit much, and apologies if English isn't your first language or whatever, and if it wasn't the word that you intended to use, I'm not having a go at you or anything like that, but just took umbrage at the word. But we're all friends here, because Morgan Rodgers is far from incompetent, I think. DF says, if our first goal is a known goal, does the prize winner get a Villa shirt with that player's name? There's the rules. Who wants to have the only Villa shirt with Christoph Ayer on the back of it? No, if to be honest with you, if you don't want whoever the goal scorer is, you can pick whichever player you want to go on the back of it. So it's I'm not going to stick anybody to the goal scorer to the goal scorer to have their name and number on the back of it. If you really don't like that player that scores, you can pick whichever player you want as well. So the main thing is we score. So we can actually do the bloody draw. That's the main thing. So Melty Shirt says, a balancing act tonight of playing a few in form and giving others a chance to play their way into the 11. I think really the team that he's put out is the only team he could really have put out tonight. Give Mings a bit of a break. Maybe I thought maybe Buendia might be in there in that 10 position, but I think he's put himself to the front of the queue for that position, or to be in that 3. I won't say front of the queue. I think he's been given the opportunity previously, and somebody else has the opportunity to put themselves to the front of the queue. I think there, and that's why Morgan Rodgers has been sat as well, and obviously Ollie Watkins. So we know we haven't scored a goal, and people have to put their hands up now and have to be accountable to their own performances now, and do something to wrestle that shirt from those players that are underperforming. Sean K says, play with freedom, expect themselves and try things. That's all we see this evening. Take a chance, run about, earn a shirt in the starting 11. Absolutely. Look, as I say, it's all about trying to grab that opportunity now. Richard Hudson says, just go for it, Unai, please. I think he's, in a way, he's gone for it. I know maybe putting Watkins up top, see what he can do with some, at least a bit of service. But I'm okay with what he started there. That's the team that I thought he would start last night, if I remember correctly. I was incredibly tired when I was doing that podcast last night, so we'll see. I could be wrong. Could have said a completely different team, but it's the team I remember saying anyway, and that's half the battle. Where else are we? Ulton Boyle has already claimed the jersey. Go on, Ulton. And by the way, if Ulton is pulled out of the raffle randomly, it's not a fix. It's not like that episode of Father Ted where Ulton will be holding number 11 upside down and he won't hear it being called out. So if his name does get called out, it's complete not a coincidence. It's not a fix. But it is not uncommon for the runners of a raffle to win the raffle, Anybody who hasn't seen Father Ted is completely baffled by what I just said there. Where else are we? Come, let's go here. There's somebody. True Magpie, thank you so much for that. I like my lineup, like I like my Alien movies. Elliot, okay. I was my young fella is mad for Old MacDonald at the moment. So all I saw when I saw that at the end was E-I-E-I-O. That's literally all I saw there. So that's where my mind is at the moment. Where else are we? I'm gonna scroll down through here, guys. We need some stirring around the kettle. I need to know what that's all about, Tyra. I need to know what the stirring around the kettle is about. I need to know. Gary Howlett says, "Is that pace I see before me?" Yeah, it is. Well, it's the illusion of pace anyway. At least if there isn't pace there, but there should be pace. You've got the rangy pace of Assange. You've got the actual pace of Elliott and Sancho, and Daniel Mallon's no slouch either. Willie Matson at left back. So I don't think pace is just the ultimate cure for what's gone wrong with us, but it's a damn help that goes that far to creating those options for us. I just really want to see. I want to see the 10 position. I want to see if it is Sancho in the 10 position or if it is Elliott in the 10 position. Whoever the hell is there, I just need them to be the proper fulcrum in attack. Because watching that goal that McGinn scored, and apologies, it's completely flown out of my mind about who he scored. It was that goal he scored last year. Like it was the movement of everybody that was just so clinical. It was brilliant, and it was opportunistic, and it was making sure that you were dragging players out into the right side of into the right areas of the field, so that we could attack opposite areas of the field. And we haven't seen that. We haven't seen the off the ball running. We haven't seen the off the ball movement. We haven't seen the ability for our team to be able to shift the opponent's formation to the way we want it. Haven't been able to see that this year, and that's something I'm hoping. I'm hoping to get a defender. I always say that if you can get a defender running backwards, you should have at least 2 yards on the defender in that instance, and that's where the pace will come in. The Sanchos, the Elliots, the Ian Matsons, getting defenders turned, sliding the ball. For one thing for Malin, I'd love to see us do for him is sliding the ball down the sides of the centre halves. Like they've got, I can't remember who they have at centre half there again, but they've got Christian Fire, they've got Van den Berg, and they've got that other lad, that's what's his name, Arthur, there as well. All big defenders, but they're able to move. Slide the ball down the side of them, give them something to do. Don't have them stand up to watch the ball on in front of them. Get them turned. Make sure that we can get our smaller guys in and around them. It's worked for us in the past, and but it's all consequent of having that metronomic or that creative 10 in there. It really have that creative thing. So you're not going to get creativity from McGinn and Bogart. You're just not. So we need to have that tonight. Whoever that front three behind Malin, I could see going one of two ways for them. I could see them being absolutely standing in the first half, creating chances, or I could see two of them coming off at halftime. That's how much importance I will put in those three behind Daniel Malin at the minute. So it's up to them, and I'm very optimistic about them. Don't get me wrong, I'm very optimistic. I think that they will have the good performance that we're looking for, and I want them to, because they're three new players that are looking to make their name at the club. And on a wet Tuesday, can they do it on a wet Tuesday night in Brentford? Let's see it. I'm sure they absolutely can. Oh no, my screen just went off there. Mo the Mod says, is Lindelof injured? I didn't even realize he wasn't there. I haven't heard he's injured. I presume maybe he's just, I don't know why he's not there. I have no idea. We'll wait to see John Townley or somebody, or Matt Maher might have something up there as well. Robert Boyle says Konza shouldn't play either unless he needs practice. I don't think he still needs practice, but I think what Unai wants to do is develop partnerships. Like Konza plays pretty well with Tyrone Mings. They're pretty rock solid, but we won't be able to rely on Tyrone Mings for 55 games this season. So I think playing him with Pau Torres is probably the smart thing to do, because Konza is an Iron Man. He's been pretty reliable from the point of view of starting and minutes that he's played for us so far. Will that go on forever? It may not, but he's somebody who can play quite a lot of minutes. He's not injury prone. Touch wood. that doesn't strike him today. So I think him and Pau Torres rekindling that good relationship that they have at the centre half position is what's trying to be done here. I think for sure. But that's and Gary Howlett says McGinn and Cash should be subs anyway. We don't have anybody else to bring in. Boubacar Kamara's only come back from injury. I wouldn't be playing Aidan Borland and Bogard in midfield. And we don't have a right back in the bench that can go in there. So I think obviously had Andres Garcia been fit, he would be in there. I think if Boubacar Kamara was fitter, he would be in the 6th position and Bogard would be in right back. So I think it was just more so the first hand here, Gary, that would make that means that McGinn and Cash are playing tonight, along with Konza as well, because it's just a forced hand, I would say. And also some of these players need to play themselves into form as well. I think some of the players need to play themselves into form. And also, a couple of people talking about the youth players as well. We have an under-21 team playing tonight as well against Crawley in the Virtu Trophy. So that's hamstrung us as well. A pretty bonkers decision, if I must say, as well, to have our under-21 team and our senior team playing on the same night. I know that it's unlikely there'll be a lot of crossover, but for the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, that's the time that younger players do get their chance to play in the first team. So for me, I think that, if I was Aston Villa, I would be sending strongly worded email to the powers that be with regards to that, because it's just needless. It's needless in a time whereby you might want to give players a rest, that you can't do that because your under-21 team is playing against Crawley tonight. Not to say that I wanted to see that, but you know what I mean. I just think that it's needless. Gav D says, if we win on penalties, will the shirt be the keepers? It can be. Yeah, if you want a keeper's shirt, you can. If it ends up, if we score, that's what we'll do. So if it's an own goal and we win by an own goal, or even if our first goal is an own goal, you can get a Marco Bizot jersey, the third jersey if you want, the purple one, the black one. That's the way we'll do it. Or if you just want to pick a completely different player's name and number, you can do that too. Concentrate on winning the shirt first and scoring, and then we'll worry about who goes in the back of it afterwards. Worry about who goes in the back of it afterwards. This is actually a great point, Gary. We've played 4 away games already, including tonight. Which I don't know if that's uncommon to start the season, but we are not an away team. We are a home team. We do know that we play better at home. Not arguably, we do play better at home. But as I say, it's been a tough start to the season. It's not just because we played away games, but look, as I say, no point trying to fix what's happening tomorrow or yesterday. You can only fix it tomorrow, or you can only fix it today. So we got to go out and do what we need to do today, and just get the result and score some goals. So with that, everybody, if you want to start putting in your what you think the score will be into the comments here, and we'll read down through a couple of those. I think Aston Villa are going to win 2-1 tonight. I think if Aston Villa are going to score first, I think we will see Jadon Sancho celebrating in front of the away fans tonight, whether it's the first or the second goal. And I'm going to go 2-1 to Aston Villa, because I've gone 2-1 in every bloody game they've played so far this season. I have to be right at some stage. But I think it's going to be a tough game. I think that, obviously, even though Brentford have their second side out, more or less their second side out, it's still going to be difficult for Aston Villa tonight, because Villa, the pressure is on them. And for those of you who missed the Brentford team, so Brentford have made 10 changes to face Aston Villa tonight, while Unai Emery swaps out 7 players from the weekend. So their Brentford team is, that's the Aston Villa team. It's Vladimirson in goals, Hickey, Vandenberg, Arthur and Ayer, Henry, Janlet, Milambo, Onyeka, Carvalho, and Ottawara, with subs being Kelleher, Sade, Jensen, Nelson, Yarmouk, Collins, Lewis Potter, Damsgaard, and Coyote on the bench for them. Aston Villa's team, in case you're just joining it, is Bizot, Cash, Konza, Torres, Matson, Bogard, McGinn, Sancho, Elliott, Gesand, Marlon, Sam Proctor, Tyrone Mings, Emiliano Buendia, Oliver George, Arthur Watkins, Lucas Digne, Jamaldine Jumoloba, Morgan Rogers, Boubacar Kamara, and Aidan Borland, just to give them their full names like they did in on the team sheet that the club posted out. So that they are the Warriors. They are the ones who are going into battle tonight. And and we will see. We'll be back here straight away for full time Final Whistle post-match podcast as well. So come and join us for that. We'd love to have you. And if we do score, we'll do the giveaway for the shirt on the podcast as well. Stephen Nato says 3-1 to Villa. Robert Boyle is going to win on penalties after a 2-2. Matthew Maguire is going for 3-0. Brandon Casito is going for 2-0. Mike Richards is going for 2-1. Patrick is going for 2-1. Luke is going 2-1. Flange is going 2-1. 2-1 away win. Rex is going for penalties after 1-1. So, well, Padgett is going for 1-1. I presume Villa and penalties. Tyra is going for 3-1. Mark Wood going for 4-1. David Dwyer is going 2-2. 2-0 says Audrey. 4-3 says Mark Brannigan. 2-1 says Asgerm. Andy says 3-1. 3-1 says PD. True Magpie going for 2-1. Andy Hilly's going 4-0, everything back to normal. I would bloody love it, Andy. I would bloody love it. Dubliners is going for 2-0. Martin's going 3-1. Jake is going for 3-0. Villa and penalties. Yeah. Padjo just confirming his Villa and penalties piece. Richie Ryan is going 1-0 Villa. 3-3 says Cat Cannon. 3-1 says Mike Doughty. Michael Smith says 2-0 with a mal embrace. A horse drawn 5-3 to the good guys. Villa wins 7-0. There we go. Look, that's one way to exercise the non-scoring demons. Dennis White's going for 2-1. Dave Winters is going for a penalties win. Brandon's going for 12-0 to Villa now. And Spencer Bakewell's going 2-1 Villa. Matt's going for 7-0. 2 7-0s tonight. I love the optimism, guys. It would be one way to absolutely dispel all those. And Richie Ryan says, are you on the same time as Traitors? Richie, I'm about 4 episodes behind in Traitors. I didn't even know it existed until about a week and a half ago. The whole, like, the TV show Traitors. But it's damn good, isn't it? It is damn good. But I'm about 4 episodes behind, so I'll watch that after I finish my business with Aston Villa. Because yeah, it's a brilliant show. I don't know how I never even knew it existed. Never knew the show Traitors existed. But I think I'd be good in it. Put it that way. I think everybody thinks they'll be good in Traitors. I think everybody thinks they would. And if you're not watching the Irish Traitors, actually, to be honest with you, go find it somewhere, because it seems to be. I haven't seen any of the rest of them, but everybody says that it seems to be a lot more fireworks in it than any of the ones in the UK or wherever else it's been on before. So anyway, I don't work for the Traitors. I don't work for RT. I don't know why I did that big plug for them, because I've got plenty of other things I could be plugging. And with that, I will plug the post-match podcast, which we will have directly after at full time on the Full-Time Whistle. Come join us for that. And hopefully we'll be celebrating an Aston Villa win. But in the meantime, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. And all that's left to say is up the Villa.